What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, Media Mob. It's your boy Crash, and today we're getting into DC's edition of Batman and Deadpool, issue number 1. Let's get it. And I can't even lie to y'all, man. This book is pretty crazy. There's a lot to unpack here. So I don't know if we're gonna do a deep. This might not be a deep dive video. We might just do just a brief review. I think this comic book I could probably spend a good 30 minutes to an hour breaking down, just going over everything that they actually get into. It's kind of crazy. Shout out to Morrison, Mora, and Sanchez. They did a hell of a job on this one. I gotta say the DC issue is like 10 times better than the Marvel issue. But I love Marvel. Shout out to Marvel, man. I love Marvel. But man, this issue is really crazy. As you guys may know, this is not available on digital. As of this recording, maybe they'll release it, maybe they won't, who knows. This is definitely going to be the top selling comic book of November. This one starts off kind of crazy. We get two cosmic entities and they're kind of dancing. One is a guy, one is a girl. And it honestly, I don't forgive me y'all if I don't know who they are, but I ain't never seen them, feel me? It's almost like the two entities are recreating the Big Bang. They're actually dancing. Then we pan to Batman real quick flash. And somebody is drinking at a bar. And Batman is kind of checking on him to see if he's okay, because clearly something had just happened. And the guy is asking him, can you just tell me what happened to her? Which I'm assuming is his wife. Then here comes Deadpool. And we get an introduction of chapter 1, which is titled A Cosmic Kiss Caper. Usually if this was digital, I would show y'all a picture of the page, but I ain't got it on digital, y'all, so bear with me. But man, we get the sick image of Deadpool holding Batman, and he has a bunch of arrows stuck inside of him. We get Deadpool fighting a bunch of, it looks like the old Mickey Mouse rabbit, the black and white cartoon. Deadpool is fighting a bunch of these white and black cartoon ninja things with swords, and they're pretty violent. They're trying to take his head off, and he ends up slicing a couple of their heads off. Deadpool starts to address us directly, looking at us from the pages, breaking the fourth wall. Like, the little cartoons actually blow off Deadpool's boots, and I think they blow his feet off too, but Deadpool starts regenerating, and then we pan to Batman. Now, Batman and Deadpool are in front of a white owl. We'll get to that in a minute. And it's basically a quick introduction. Batman is actually a little confused because he thinks he's either Slade Wilson or Deathstroke. It's pretty funny because Deadpool resembles both of those characters. So I love how they made fun of that. Batman and Deadpool go back and forth. They're trying to figure out, well, Batman is trying to figure out just exactly what has happened, who Deadpool is, how he got here, what is he fighting, why is he fighting these little cartoon things. And Deadpool is kind of blowing him off, making a lot of jokes, but he's adamant that he is not who he thinks he is. And, you know, they're just kind of going back and forth for a little bit. Meanwhile, the cartoons are still trying to kill Deadpool, and now they're trying to kill Batman. Deadpool kind of has an idea of some of the things Batman is able to do, and he's certain that Batman has like indestructible body armor that will protect him from anything. So the cartoons actually shoot a bunch of arrows at Batman, and Batman is like, let's put your theory to the test. And he tries to take all the arrows, and they end up piercing his body. Like bro, there's no ammo, bro. Like I just got a million arrows shot through me, and I'm bleeding through all of them. Deadpool is like, that didn't work out. In the same instance, Batman is like, this is not real. We then get this giant page and sick imagery of Cassandra Nova with her hands through Batman and Deadpool's head, kind of like if you guys seen Deadpool Wolverine when she went into their head. It was just like that, and she is the one behind all of this. Even though it's not real, they have to beat her at her own games. Deadpool actually grabs Batman. He takes him to this, it's kind of like this toxic river where he thinks is going to rejuvenate him, and he throws Batman in. Batman actually comes out as Wolverine, which is crazy. He starts beating up Deadpool instantly. Deadpool's like, hold on, let's keep the peace. No, understanding that they still need to work together. And sure enough, true to Batman's nature, he's still aware of what's going on, and he's able to he's able to withstand the rage that he feels as Wolverine now, which is actually he's calling himself Dark Claw, and we get this weird imagery, this foreshadowing of Deadpool and Batman. They're actually kind of tiptoeing and jumping on letters from a typewriter. We'll get into that. So after Deadpool and Batman go back and forth a little bit more, Damian, son of Batman, comes into play, and and it looks like he actually jumps on Cassandra Nova's head. And I don't know where he came from. Bro just came out of nowhere. You know, they Batman and them, they always popping out of nowhere, you know. So now we get to understand what has actually happened at this point. Cassandra Nova has actually tricked Batman into tracking down the quantum keyboard, and the TVA has actually contracted Deadpool to stop Cassandra Nova and chop her head off before she's able to get it. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Shout out to Marvel and DC though for throwing the TVA in here, because I do believe the TVA is going to be a big thing continuing going forward. They've already been big from going from Loki to Loki season 2 to Deadpool and Wolverine, and you know they're gonna have some type of presence within the next Secret Wars and Doomsday, and maybe even Spider-Man Brand New Day. But they're basically trying to get a hold of this quantum keyboard, which can actually change reality as we're reading it, which is their actual reality. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope, honestly. This is a hell of a story. Way more intricate than the first issue we got from Marvel earlier this year, and that wasn't a bad issue at all. But again, more on that later. So the person that's holding the keyboard, it's this guy, and I don't think it's Victor Gover. Victor Gover is mentioned by Batman. He's saying what happened, how I think Victor Gover was the guy in the beginning where he said his wife was killed and he's in the bar drinking his sorrows away. That's who they're talking about. They also mentioned how Batman from Earth 7642 is at this person's feet. Nonetheless, this guy has the keyboard and he is saying how he can erase everything, he can do what he wants, and basically how it won't do anything Cassandra Nova says because it's only gonna work for him. The guy that is typing on this typewriter, there's a Batman that is dead underneath him. Cassandra Nova comes up from behind and tries to take control of the guy and says, it doesn't matter if the typewriter won't work for me. We'll use him to do what she wants. It will do her bidding for her. Somehow, some way, the guy says, nah, it ain't going down like that. Actually says a funny joke how, dang, Cassandra, you're out of ideas. You must have writer's block. And he basically tells her, now you done messed up. Now you've broke the bat and you've peed on the pool. So now she has to face some music. And we get the next image of Batman and Deadpool. They actually merge together and form Deadpool Batman, and they holding the knife and they just chop her head off. Exactly what Deadpool was contracted by the TVA to do. Now, before they leave, we see Deadpool actually leaving with Cassandra Nova's head in a little container-like thing. And Deadpool and Batman say their goodbyes, and they say, we've created memories in this crossover that I will never forget. And it's really a surreal moment. We get this message that the president has signed an executive order that the fourth wall will no longer be broken, which is a funny nod. And before Batman and Damian pops up once again out of nowhere, before they both leave, Batman has one last thing to do. In the same note, we also get, it looks like those two entities were like having a one night stand and something went wrong, something went left. I don't know what happened. It's pretty weird. Two universes part, and the guy universe, it looks like he says another time perhaps, and the lady says sure, why not. It's kind of crazy, man. The last thing Batman does, he actually has some way somehow the typewriter. It looks like Batman has the person type to have Victor Grover's wife back to life in their reality, which is a pretty dope way to end the story. And that's the end of Batman Deadpool issue number 1 from DC. It's a lot to unpack here. We definitely got to do a deep dive, but what I didn't get from the Marvel version of this, I got in this issue for sure. This issue had depth, it had twists and turns, it had me second guessing. Like, I didn't know what was gonna happen. Like in the first one, I kind of knew what was gonna happen with Joker and everything. But in this one, I had no idea, and I definitely didn't expect Cassandra Nova to be in it. and for her to be chasing after this typewriter, and how Batman was looking for the typewriter, and Deadpool was contracted by the TVA to actually kill Cassandra Nova. Man, that's fire writing. So bravo to the artists, bravo to the writers on this one. They absolutely killed it. And man, I gotta give this one a 10 out of 10. We also get a second story in this with Doctor Strange and Constantine, which is crazy. Y'all gotta read that. Maybe I'll do a video on that one next. But all in all, I give this one the Media Mob score a 10 out of 10. Shout out to Marvel and DC for this one. And if this one was this good, can you imagine how the Superman Spider-Man is gonna be next year? I can't wait. That's all we got for today. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and like this video as it helps us tremendously. As always, it's your boy Crash, Media Mob out.